Whoop. Hey, we are live at Click Connect, special Friday night audit. Stay tuned. Craig Sullivan, you have got the most amazing shirt I've ever seen in my life. What is that all about?
Hey, that's promoting our other show, 3 Minute Thursday.
Holy shit, dude. What have we done? The mistakes that we're making right now, unbelievable.
We're going to haunt us for years. Are you kidding?
Haunted is right, Craig Sullivan. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Great, brother. How are you? You're not at home.
No,
And
I'm
you're
not at home.
On the road.
I'm on the road. We will reveal the mystery situation. But first, Craig, I got to know what time it is.
It's finally time for an audit.
Finally. Everybody, welcome to the one and only Friday Night Audit, the only show in hospitality that takes you to the most exotic locations on earth from Framingham, Massachusetts. It's me, Glenn Hausman, and that's Holiday Craig Sullivan. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Just remember, don't say Beetlejuice. You know who will show up.
Dude, be careful. That's one. You can't 2 more times. We're screwed over here, buddy. God. Next thing you're going to be talking about Voldemort and stuff like that. We'll ruin everything.
No, somebody else just did that the other day. So, oh my God. So, why are you on the road today?
All right, so I'm wrapping up my last business trip of the year. I had a great meeting today with my good friends over at Pizzeria Uno, so I'm doing some strategic advisory. So I'm coming at you today from their Framingham, Massachusetts restaurant. I'm really excited to be here. It's so much fun to help work to get them into the hotel side of it through franchising and F&B. So that's going to be pretty exciting. But I'm also getting my son, Ben, right after the show from his college and then driving home. Hey, what's up? Hope everyone's doing well out there.
Now, if I may be mistaken, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
But doesn't Ben go to the most expensive university in the nation?
No.
Oh.
He does not. It's only like the second or third. It's Jake.
Oh.
Jake, my other son.
Oh, okay.
Who goes to it? Why do you think I always look like I'm about to have a stroke like every 3 seconds?
Yeah, especially when that bill rolls in every month.
I've had 14 of them today alone. It's terrible. All right. So anyway, Craig, I got a great guest today. I'd love to bring him up because not only is he a great guest, but I'd like to start drinking this drink you have here too.
There we go. Hey, we've got the one and only Dr. Jeffery O from the International Hospitality Institute. Yay! How are you, Jeffrey?
I am doing terrific. I'm feeling even better now. I was mentioning to you prior to coming on live that I've been a little bit under the weather. Came back from an international vacation. I had some amazing sunny weather. Then landed in really, really cold weather, and I've been not quite myself, but I'm bouncing back. I feel even better now getting such an amazing welcome from you, and thank you. You're very kind.
Thank you for being here.
Hey,
it's always great to see you, Jeffrey.
Yes. It is, but before we talk to him, let's do this. I've only got 54 minutes to drink, Jeffrey, so I want to get to this like as quickly as possible. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you're drinking anything alcoholic tonight because you're not feeling well.
That's so fun now.
And Craig has
I'm
going
to break the internet.
Yeah. And I do have to drive tonight, but I'm allowed to have one beer, so I'm going to be enjoying this Blue Moon. So cheers to everybody.
Yeah. Cheers.
In a happy hour land. It's great to see everyone.
Pepsi. You can taste the difference, Glenn.
Yeah, you can. You can. I grew up. I think this is. I like to get to the hard topics, Dr. Jeffrey, on this particular show. Forget no vacancy. So, are you Coke or Pepsi kind of a guy? Because here, people that were raised here in the United States, we were raised on Team Coke or Team Pepsi, depending on how your family went. Did you? What was your experience with that?
I actually used to be a Coke guy, right? Until I stopped really drinking soda. I've not been drinking sodas, and I tend to be more partial to stronger beverages. When I do have something other than tequila and scotch, I love a good scotch. I would also have a Guinness every now and then, but I've not had sodas in quite a while. I used to like Coke, but I've not been having that for quite a while. I can blame it on medical reasons. I don't know if that would be acceptable, but
no, I think that you should. I think that you should blame it.
Greg gets it.
No, I get that. That's funny. That's funny.
And Doc, it's kind of the same way. I grew up in the 70s and 80s in a Coca-Cola house, and it was a ritual. Every day I'd come home from school, I'd have a can of soda, and every night at dinner I'd have a can of soda. Yes. And we didn't realize that was not a great thing to be doing. But sometime in college, I discovered the magic of water. I had no idea this existed my entire childhood. I wish someone would have told me about it. It would have been great to know about it early on. But so I did that for a number of years, and then I just went straight to pretty much booze and tequila.
Good stuff. Yes.
And coffee.
Coffee. Yes. Don't forget the coffee. That's a must. The day you call me, Glenn, and say, you know what, I've given up coffee and I'm drinking mud, that's where we're going to have you taken away.
Nothing against the good folks at Anheuser-Busch. I do not prefer Budweiser. Not my beer of choice. Yeah. But it's never been my beer of choice. So I don't want to step into a political quagmire or anything like that.
No, you don't. You certainly do not.
Not at all.
And I'm sure you got folks listening for every misstep.
Well,
there's always someone
exactly.
listening. Oh, you said the wrong thing. Now you're going to get in trouble.
Right. If only people cared enough to do
right.
that.
Oh, we care, Glenn. We care.
Recognize us. After all these years, I feel like we're the only people that haven't been canceled. Craig, we're doing something wrong on this show.
I know. Well, you know what it is? We're not being paid, so they're going to let us go on for as long as we want. I don't know. Is there a streamers guild coming, Glenn? I don't know.
I'm Jewish. I have everything guilt.
Streamers guilt, everything guilt.
Oh God, that was good.
That's hilarious.
That was good. So, Jeffrey, are you ready for the holidays?
I think I'm getting ready. I haven't got my shopping done yet. I'm always the guy who waits to the last minute and I run into the mall just before the doors close. So that's me. I've not got my shopping done yet, but I think I still have a few days to get it done. I tried to do some shopping online, but I've not been able to get most of it done. So I am ready, at least mentally I'm ready. I think I'm pretty much checked out until mid-January.
Right. I don't usually proselytize, but Jeffrey, it's not too late to convert to Judaism. You get a free pass. It's a unique once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because Hanukkah's over now.
That's right. That's right. It's over.
Yeah.
That's it. I love it.
Sorry, kids.
Yeah, done. Over. You were in school. Sorry. Is that what you're going to tell Ben? Sorry, Ben. Hanukkah's over. You were in school.
Honestly, my kids don't really need anything. They don't really want anything. So I'm very lucky in that way. But that being said, I love the Christmas holiday. It is such a fun time of year. I think, no matter what your background is, I just love the whole ideal of it being something that brings people together and wishes and all of that kind of stuff.
Love it.
It's just the bill in January where you go, ooh.
Yeah. I feel like I should go to a priest for this, but I have a confession.
I can play dominoes better than you.
I grew up with two Jewish parents, but for a number of years we had a Christmas tree because my parents wanted me to appreciate this American holiday that we had.
That.
Yeah,
there you go. You're not the only one. Arnie Garfinkel.
That is sweet.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. That's just absolutely sweet. I love that. That's
great.
I
I probably would have done that for my kids, but I'm far too lazy to go through all that effort. My wife
Amazon was created for Glenn. Okay.
Yeah, totally. My wife bought us these Hanukkah lights to hang on the house. We still haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh boy! Oh boy! So who was supposed to hang them? You or the kids?
Yeah. Oh no, the kids were away. Yeah.
Oh, you were supposed to hang them.
Wait, Arnie's got the Christmas
Hey,
tree right
there's
now.
Arnie.
Yeah.
We have one now. There you go.
Yeah. He says, "Oh, come on, G, you know Santa, Israel." No, I do. I partied with him one night in Vegas. You don't even want to know.
Was that at the Palms or was that at
Yes,
the
it was.
Venetian?
It was Palms 2003 at the Playboy Club. It was early January. He was regaling me stories about cookies and milk. It was fascinating.
That's fun.
And now being lactose intolerant.
He's got a Star of David on the top of his Christmas tree. I love it.
There we go.
A few days ago, I was watching one of my favorite Christmas movies, Bad Santa.
Mm-hmm.
And I said,
yeah.
It's just completely outrageous. I was watching it. Each time I watch it, it's just absolutely hysterical. It's like it turns the idea of Christmas on its head.
Yeah.
And it's just completely subversive and just irreverent. But it's a great movie nonetheless, and certainly a funny movie,
Yeah. I love good Christmas movies for sure. Craig, do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
I was going to say it was The Great Escape because it seems like my dad always had that on at Christmas time, or it was playing in a rerun theater by the house every year.
Right.
But I'd probably say as an adult, I think that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, so that's always been one of my favorites.
I knew you were going there. Yeah.
Okay. But I got to say, Bad Santa is another good one. There's a few of them, and now there was one that I just saw that was made this year, and it's called A Jolly Good Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, okay, I'm going through my TV system. There's 4,000 channels, and I end up on the Hallmark channel, and that movie is on. Wow. And it's like, it was great. And it takes place in London, and it was great.
Yeah.
So,
Arnie loves March of the Wooden Soldiers every year on Channel 11 in New York, WPIX.
Wow.
Yeah. I used to watch that too.
I've not seen either of the movies you just mentioned, but I certainly would love to check them out. Yeah, I've not seen either one of those. I love Christmas movies. I mean, I love the whole thing of Christmas. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, it's my favorite time of the year, and it just grabs my spirit.
Well, Jeffrey, you got to join Glenn and I in July because we always do a Christmas in July show. So
oh, really? Okay.
We've got the shirts for it and everything.
Looking forward to that. That should be a blast. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, we got to do a 6 months of St. Patrick's Day show too, Craig.
Nice.
That's probably good.
There we go.
So Doc, what's going on at the International Hospitality Institute these days?
Yeah, we've been a little bit busy. We've got several more.
That's the same.
Yeah.
You're doing more posting than Glenn and I combined.
Yeah, it's been fun. I really enjoy what I do. And I think yesterday we announced annual scholarships. And we give scholarships to students, learners from 11 different countries, 11 folks, ladies and gentlemen. I love that.
It's amazing.
That's the kind of work I'm very proud to be doing, being able to give back, being able to help folks.
Well, particularly because of your particular story.
Yes.
Right. And coming from a place of nothing and being able to give others an opportunity. Not only is it great for them, but personally, it must really be rewarding for you, for a person who wasn't able to give earlier, to do that in such a grand scale.
It truly is. I mean, it truly is for me. And for me, there's nothing that I do that's as important as that. Being able to give back, being able to support people in their own learning journeys. And it means the world to me. And I've been so incredibly blessed. I'm the most blessed man in America. And I've had so much given to me. Yeah. I've had strangers who've been kind to me, people I ran into. I have every reason not to be here, right? I don't have any right or reason to be here in the place that I am today. I'm just incredibly blessed. My health, my family, the amazing country that adopted me, the friends I've made, folks like you. I should be shouting and jumping for joy every single day. I mean, I grew up with nothing. I mean,
Yep.
electricity, we didn't have that. You know, we
Right.
didn't have decent roads. You know, being able to eat was a struggle on a daily basis. My mom, like I posted recently, could not read or write. I mean, that's the situation I grew up in. I had to walk miles to go to school every day and come back, and often did that with no shoes, with no distance shoes or no shoes. So my story is really one that it's just I'm a symbol of all that can go well when God is kind to you and people are kind to you.
Yeah.
So my entire mission for the rest of my life is to give back, and it really gives me great pleasure to be able to do that. And I've got something I'm really excited about that's coming up in the next year and a half. I'm working on it. You know, working on launching a free university that's going
Wow.
to actually provide degree programs to people at no cost.
Wow.
So it's a big project of mine. I've been working on it for quite a while now. I've got some folks who've really been helpful in helping me make this dream happen. And it's going to be my life's work to be able to do that and have this university online where people can get, you know, degrees, accredited degrees, you know, bachelor's degrees and master's degrees, and pay absolutely nothing for them. And we've got folks who are going to support that and support me in making that happen. So these are the kind of things that are important to me, being able to make a difference in people's lives, not just talking about me and my organizations, but really being able to help. Very excited about that.
That's amazing.
And that's one of the things that I really admire about you and I, Jeffrey, is we're in a position to help others and to also point them in a direction where they can have a great career and be tomorrow's leader in an industry that has been extremely good to all three of us and tens of thousands of others across, this country and the rest of the world. It's a humbling thing. And, Glenn knows that, we do a lot to help support that with various trade organizations as well. And, it is humbling. And, it just makes me feel that I did make the right career decision when I hear stories like yours and various other of our contemporaries, how, they needed a hand up, they got it, and, they're returning it. They're paying it back. They're paying it forward, I should say.
I agree. I mean, a couple of days ago, I wasn't, like I mentioned, I came back from my international vacation. I've been under the weather, but I had a commitment to talk to a group of students who live in Germany. And this group of students came from Africa, and they won scholarships with Hoteliers Guild, which is the other organization I'm involved with. I'm the current chairman of the Hoteliers Guild Academy of Hospitality Arts. So we brought a bunch of students from Africa, from really impoverished backgrounds, and brought them to Germany to get a college education. So several students. So I had a commitment to talk to these amazing students. It was already set up. I wasn't in the best, health, but I said I absolutely cannot drop out of it. So I met with them a couple of days ago. I had a conversation with this group of students by Zoom, and it was amazing being able to listen to them, hear their dreams, feel their passion, learn from them, motivate them, and inspire them the little bit that I could. It made me feel good. And when I was done with that session, I walked away feeling much better than I had prior to the call. So these are things to me that make a difference. If you were to go on my website, jefferyo.com, the first thing you're going to say is, what have you done today to add value to someone else's life?
Right.
And every day is an opportunity to add value to someone else's life. It could be a smile. It could be a gift. It could be kind words. It could be helping someone cross the street. It could be helping someone pay for their groceries who doesn't have the money. Any little thing. It could be a compliment. I love that tie. I love those glasses, Glenn. That's a nice shirt you've got on. Anything that puts a smile on his face.
It does. It definitely, because I was feeling a little insecure about my flannel shirt over here. So, but Amy says we met a few times at conference venues, but you always greet me as if we've known each other forever. I love that about you. That's really sweet of her to say.
It was amazing. Yes,
Thank you for being here.
Click Connect last year. She was amazing.
All right, so I did want to get to this one. R.A. Moore just saying Home Alone at the Plaza is a classic, referring back to our Christmas hotels. The reason why I went back to it is because Anthony, who is on No Vacancy Live with me often.
Who?
Yeah, Anthony Milcuri was working at the Plaza Hotel during that shoot. So I just wanted to mention that. But Doc, what is it about you that made you go in this direction? Because growing up in that way, you could very easily have gone the other way and not been this wonderful person who's bringing love to the universe.
Yeah, I had two amazing parents, and I think your parents can be the biggest gifts that you can have in life, right? I mean, I truly believe that.
Right.
Philip Larkin, one of my favorite poets, wrote "Your mom and dad, they f you up" in one of his famous poems called "This Be the Verse." So in my case, it was the reverse. My mom and dad absolutely lifted me up. My mom was not educated, like I mentioned. She couldn't read or write. She was amazing, very smart, beautiful lady, but she couldn't read. My dad, on the other hand, you're going to find it very surprising, was very educated. So I never understood how someone who could be that educated ended up with someone who was not educated. But it's the power of love, right? Love brings people together. It doesn't matter how rich you are, how educated you are. It doesn't matter. When people connect, they connect on a very profound level. Yeah. And I think it's the influence of my parents that made me who I am today. My dad is incredibly humble. He's very thirsty for knowledge. He was always surrounded by books. And when I grew up, I was reading his books when I was 5, 6, 7 years old. The first letter I ever wrote to my dad, I was about 5 years old. And he was working in a different city, different town. I wrote him a letter, and he responded to me, and his response sticks with me until this day. He said, "I received your undated letter." And that sticks with me. The point he was trying to make to me at 5 years old was, when you write a letter, you have to put a date on it.
Yeah.
That's the influence my dad has had on me, an outsized influence on my life, just inspiring me, inspiring my love for learning, and constantly wanting to develop myself and surround myself with people who are like-minded, who are kindred souls, people like you, who, I get to learn from, each time I interact with them.
Right. Great.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I love it. It's, your parents, my mom and dad were everything to me. And Glenn knows the story about my mom. She was not going to be stopped because of her gender. Okay. Her grandmother was either the first or second female student at the University of Notre Dame. My mom went to Michigan. She could have done the legacy thing, but she went to the University of Michigan. She was raised in Michigan. She Wolverine through and through. Her and my aunt, when they graduated from college, drove bought a car, a used car, and drove across country to come to Los Angeles to settle down. My mom met my dad out here. My dad had left New York at 16, joined the Merchant Marines. Then he went into the Army, fought in Korea, came, surveyed the state with the Army Corps of Engineers, left. They were both working at a title insurance company. That's how they met. And my mom was the only female employee at that particular office. My dad didn't have much of an education, barely made it through getting the equivalency of a high school diploma. But I got to tell you, they had one of the best marriages I ever saw. And they provided me with nothing but love and a roof over my head, and the options to talk to them and for me to make some really bad decisions, but hopefully learn from them.
So Mike is saying, hey, a lot of people feel down because they feel like they are not making an impact or an impression, right? By staying humble and giving back, we can ripple effect in so many. So kudos to all three of you. Thanks, Mike. But I don't know who the third is. Producer Dave's not here. So,
careful.
I know he might show up at any minute.
Yeah.
Amy says, IHI membership-driven focus is what separates from higher education profiteering. Did I mention my college bills lately?
No, but I did earlier.
I'm already getting hit by one of the universities for spring money. I'm like, this semester's not even over yet. They're still in school.
A gift that keeps on giving. College tuition.
That's right. But they are going to get educated, and they are going to have good opportunities in life. Because
You can't go wrong with education, Glenn. I
you certainly
decided to
can't.
go back. Decided to go back to school. I mean, I
Mhm.
love education, right? I mean, you never stop learning. I remember
Right.
BB King's quote about learning. The one thing about learning is no one can take it from you, and I
Yeah.
think that is so trenchant. I mean, it sticks with me. If you've
Mhm.
got that knowledge, you've got that knowledge, and of course, knowledge is power. Like like we always say,
Mhm.
you're very blessed. You've got kids who are in college doing well and going to great schools, and
Yep.
that's great. That's just amazing.
Yeah, I feel very, I feel very blessed, and I'm very thankful every single day. And although I'm not religious, I'm culturally Jewish, but I'm not religious. I still very thankful for everything that I've been given. I'm very well aware that I won a good birth lottery by getting great parents and growing up in New York
Yes.
in the 20th century. I mean, like I grew up where we had air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It's insane. I can't even imagine like what your life was like growing up compared to how I was already on second and a half base, and you weren't even able to bat. It's insane to me. Amy's saying Ed and I are getting our MBS at 58, 60 years of age and getting AIDS. Awesome.
Nice. Congratulations.
Love it. Love it.
And Jeffrey, when I spent a number of years as an adjunct professor at the NYU Tisch School of Hospitality, right? I was very young at the time. I was in my mid-30s when I was doing that. So I was very fortunate to be able to do that at that particular time in my life. But what I loved about it so much was that I learned so much from the students as well, because I felt like I was going to school a lot at that time. So I love being in the classroom, and I get so much energy when I get to do guest speaking things in classes, even today.
It's good stuff. And it's great. It's great to be able to give back. I mean, just being able to impact the younger generations. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, that's knowing that you contribute and you're doing noble work. I mean, that to me is very important.
I'll say, sorry, go on.
Go ahead, please.
I'm just going to interrupt and say something stupid.
No, not you. Come on.
You're funny, Glenn. You never say anything stupid. You never.
Yeah,
do.
it's never.
Would you tell that to my wife?
I have, Glenn. I've defended you. That's why she doesn't talk to me either.
That's too bad.
Man, that's hilarious. It's good stuff. It's just grand,
So how did the Institute come to be? I don't think I know that story.
Yeah.
It was always a dream of mine to be involved with an organization such as IHI. I did the corporate side of things, the operation side of things for many years as, general managers, VPs, COO, CEO, and all of that. And I wanted to do something that was more aligned with where I saw myself in the future. I think every person at some point in their career is going to come to a crossroads. You're going to come to a certain point where you say, okay, what do I do next? What awaits me around the corner? What do I want to do next? I've done all of this. Now what next? And for me, the natural transition was to go into education, because I knew it would afford me an opportunity to give back, to impact young minds, to be able to learn from young people and also share a little knowledge that I've got with them to help develop future generations. And I made that transition into IHI. And IHI actually started a long time ago. It's been around for many. It started off like a community network. And then, massive on LinkedIn, massive on social media. And then we transitioned into the current iteration, the current incarnation of what you've got today, which is IHI. So we've got a massive global, membership. Obviously, we've got folks all over the world. We've got a reach in, just about every place. And it's just been a very exciting ride.
Yeah. Wow. That is so cool. Must be really wonderful and rewarding to see that vision come to light and really translate to helping so many people.
It really has. And, we want to touch people in different ways in terms of reaching out to folks. And we know I talk about ERA, the different pillars, the three pillars of IHI, ERA, right? You've got education, you've got advocacy, you've got recognition, right? Those are the three things we focus on. So we do a lot of education and outreach, a lot of things. We've got scholarships, we've got programs. We constantly adding new courses to our platform. That's happening on a consistent basis. We've got certifications, we've got certificate programs, we've got really an amazing academic advisory board that's drawn from top institutions in the US and globally. So we've got that. But then we've got our recognition program. So you've got the Global Hospitality Awards, which just about everyone in the industry knows about. Actually, next week we're going to put out the 100 most powerful, most influential people in global hospitality. That's happening next week. It's coming next week. And right after that, you're going to have the 100 most influential in Asia. And I think a couple of months ago, we had the 100 most influential in the Middle East and USA. So all of this. And then we've got other programs coming up as well. Legends of Luxury, which is coming up soon. We've got 100 most powerful general managers coming up soon. You've got all the different programs. Nice. Our mission simply is to celebrate the folks who are in the hospitality industry, to put a smile on people's faces, to say, hey, kudos for a job well done. We appreciate you. You're adding value to people's lives. You're taking great care of your guests and your associates. We want to give you your flowers. I heard that expression recently. We want to give you your flowers, while you're here. We think it's so critically important. And of course, we've got the Hospitality Hall of Fame, which you rolled out just a couple of months ago. And Glenn, you served on the inaugural board of judges.
Amazing.
Of the Hall of Fame. So these are the kind of things we love to do to really keep trumpeting the goodness, if I can say that, of the hospitality industry. It's an amazing industry. It's a beautiful industry. We want as many people as possible to come be part of it. And that's the reason why we do all of this things. So you've got education, you've got recognition, and you've got advocacy. That it's really are the three fundamental pillars of IHI. And a lot of things that we do revolve around those three pillars that I just mentioned.
Now, how do you coordinate all this globally?
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Give us a little glimpse behind the curtain on all that.
It's a lot of work. We've got a massive team, and people don't realize that. They see a few faces and they think these are the folks doing all the work. I'm getting a lot of the credit, but I'm not doing really much of the work. I'm doing a very tiny bit of the work. We've got folks behind the scenes who are doing a lot of the work. We've got an army of volunteers as well, in addition to our core staff who are doing all of the work. And we've got presence in different countries. We're based in the US, but we've got offices and locations in other countries and people who are doing all of this meaningful work and helping us gather data, put things together, reach out to people. We've got ambassadors essentially everywhere. I mean, our LinkedIn group has got almost 200,000 members, and it's very vibrant. And so he's been around since 2009. So, we really have been very blessed. We've got an incredible group of folks. And a lot of the things we do, people don't know this, we don't do them for profit. People find it surprising. We've had people get awards from IHI, any of our global hospitality awards, and they send us emails saying, okay, how much is this going to cost? And we chuckle. Oh, okay, do I have to pay for the feature? We chuckle.
Dude, seriously, because let me just stop you right there, because us in this business know, you got to pay $500, $1,000, this, that, and the other thing all the time, and it really takes away from the value of what that really means. So sorry, please continue.
Absolutely. You make a great point, Glenn. All the stuff we do, we're done. These are things that we absorb the cost. You're not going to find one person who's going to say, I pay. A lot of people do that. Some folks do that, I'm sure. I don't know of any names, but I'm sure that it does happen when people pay to play. We don't do that. And I have put my money into IHI. I mean, I have. And there are other good folks who've done the same as well. Now, we're very profitable as an entity. We've got a for-profit arm and we've got a non-profit arm. Our for-profit arm is very profitable. So we fund our projects. We don't go to people and say, hey, if you give us this, there's no quid pro quo. You're not going to find one person that's going to say, oh, we do this to get that. A lot of folks who get recognized, we don't know them. I've never met many of them. There's a gentleman who was recognized recently at the top 100 most influential people in the USA. And the gentleman who's a professor posted that and said, they didn't even contact me to ask for any of my information. They didn't reach out to me. I just found out on social media. That's it. There's no prior conversation that takes place behind the scenes. There's none of that. So I am very proud of that. And for me, maintaining the integrity of what we do is very important to me because I stick my reputation on it. And I would never be part of anything that's not absolutely 100% above board like Caesar's wife. I would not.
Yet here you are on Friday night.
You're with us. So wait a minute. No, and you're right, Jeffrey. There've been organizations in the past that hey, for $1,000, Craig, we'll put you into our who's who and this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, no, that holds no interest for me. I am always amazed at, what I'm seeing from you guys on social media, especially on LinkedIn. The awards, the recognition, bringing, the world's attention to the people that are just getting certificates. They're out there looking for jobs as well. Now, how many people reach out to the organization, wanting to get resumes on these people? Are you getting a lot of that, or do you have a regular rotation list that you're letting various hotel companies know that, hey, we've got X amount of people that are certified for GMs now. Let us know what you want. How does that work?
We have a lot of industry partnerships. We've got companies that work with us that have their team members use IHI's platform for training. So we've got those within the US, outside the US. So that's a separate thing. We've got folks who reach out to us, sending us their resumes saying, hey, I'm looking for a job. Could you kindly point me in the right direction? Could you connect me to someone? And a lot of this, since we take our time to actually review resumes, when we're able to, and give people pointers or guidance. Okay, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? We do all of that, even to non-members. And what people don't realize that our scholarship programs are not restricted. We never restricted them to our members only. The first time we did that was this year. If you look at our previous scholarship awards, anyone and everyone could apply. But this year, we get such an overwhelming amount of requests. And we said, okay, guys, we need to be realistic. We can't give a scholarship to everyone, even if we would love to. Let's be practical. So we had to sort of change what we did this year. And it was painful for me because I wanted to be able to have everyone have access. But we also have to be realistic that we don't have that much bandwidth to have everyone, who wants one to get one. So that's how it's been. So it's really important to me. Integrity is very important to me. And it's the core of what drives me as a human being, because if you don't have that, to me, you don't have anything. And I was influenced by my dad growing up. And, my dad occupied a position in the government. And I remember growing up and having people come visit him who would prostrate themselves, flat on the ground, essentially saying, we want you to do us a favor and we're willing to pay you this for that. We're willing to give you this for that. And my dad, who was a poor man by every definition, if you look at poverty through the lens of materialism or what people have got possessions, my dad was poor, and I saw this man how he was steadfast and saying, "No, I'm not going to take a bribe. I'm not going to do something illegal or
amazing."
And it amazed me because he was dreadfully poor, and he insisted on maintaining his integrity, and that stuck with me as a child, and I still remember that. And a lot of that governs what I do. It's very important for a human being to have integrity, because if you don't have that, then you don't have anything.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
I agree. All right. So this next topic is going to really not seem good after all that.
Is it tequila related?
No. Mr. Carson saying, hey, G, what do you think? Vietnamese food tonight? Listen, I respect that, but I'm here at Pizzeria Uno's. So
there we go. I was just going to ask if you got that delicious Uno's pizza.
It just arrived a couple of minutes ago. So there it is.
That looks
right
grand.
there. So,
that looks grand.
I would recommend doing that. And, Mr. Carson, if you don't have one near you, then I recommend that you get your hotel to open up a franchise with them. Then you can have this at any time.
That looks great.
Yeah.
So they used to have a deep dish pizza. They used to have one, I think, right? Pizza Uno. Yeah. They used to have a deep dish pizza, I think.
That's what I have here. That's exactly what I have.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Wow, Glenn.
Yeah.
I want to be you right now. I want to be you.
Not if I was standing on a scale, you wouldn't.
If I can magically be transported to where you are, that would just be great.
Yeah. So I got this number one because I do. I know it's a little early for shameless plugs, but I do love my friends over at Uno's, and it'd be a great addition to your hotel if you have underperforming F&B. But more importantly, I'm going to take the rest of this for my son Ben, so he has something to eat on the way home tonight. And,
there you go.
And I am going to eat some right now.
Love
Sorry.
it. Oh, man.
Glenn, you got a little on your shirt. No, you don't.
The whole shirt's like that color.
So's the booth. I thought the booth was, was absorbing you at one point.
Yeah. It's the blob.
So Jeffrey, what's next? What's coming up on your schedule?
I've got a few things going. I actually will be. I'm going to take about a month off from work to work on my next book. I've been planning to write the book for quite a while. I've not been able to sit down with all my travels internationally and domestically. I've not been able to do that. So I made myself a promise that I was going to clear my calendar starting tomorrow all the way through January 15th. I was going to sit down and work on the book. So I'm going to keep that promise to myself. Good. So that's the next thing. I've also got some conversations going regarding a TV talk show. It's still early days for that, but it's something I've been sort of tinkering around with for a little bit. And so hopefully I'm going to be able to get that off the ground. And it's something I've been really looking forward to. So hopefully I can get it done. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but if I can get it done, hopefully in 2025, I may be able to get that on one of the cable networks. So this is some prize that I'm working about. I'm quite excited about.
That's awesome. The cable networks actually preemptively called us and told us to fuck off.
Well, yeah. See, and Glenn's not telling you the whole story. That's why we're buying Netflix still. Okay, so we will have our revenge.
Yes.
And the other thing is, Glenn and I are paid rather handsomely not to write books. So,
That's right. We're going to expand into not growing sheep or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've written several, and the ones that I happen to like the most are the ones that no one seems to care about, and the ones that's actually been my most commercial, has been the most commercially successful, if you will, is the one that I didn't think was going to do that great, but folks seem to like it a lot. And so it's interesting. I wrote a few, and I've got one that I really had very high hopes for, really literary type book, and my wife has never read it. So that tells you how far that particular book went. I guess I've not read it either.
That's okay. Glenn's wife's only seen this show once, and that was enough. She saw show number 1, came in, said, "It's cute," and then she walked off.
My family has no interest in anything that I do at all. I'm okay with that. They shouldn't. You know what? Honestly, they shouldn't have to be. It would be like really weird if I cared too much about that, right?
That's so funny. That's hilarious.
I mean, think about it. How many CPAs come home and their wives are like, "Hey, could you tell me about the Holtzfield return? Come on,
let me see those spreadsheets."
Why should they care?
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't care. They really don't. But
they're just happy that they get to go out to sushi. So
that's it. That's what matters. That's what matters.
Oh, that's funny. Jeffrey, anything else you want to plug?
Nothing else, my friends. It's been absolutely delightful to talk to you.
Oh, we're not letting you out of here early.
No, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. I didn't know if you were wrapping up, but I'm still here. So I've got plenty of time. I'm pretty much checked out for the holidays already, like I mentioned. So
well, I'm glad you're finally checked out. I've been checked out for the last 25 years.
We still have at least another 20 bites with Glenn before.
That's good.
I'm
checked out. I actually finished. I'm in school as well, like I mentioned earlier. So I don't have any schoolwork between now and the 25th of January. So I've got my schedule wide open, and I already took some time off from work, and it's just going to be. I'm going to enjoy the downtime, just being able to unwind and relax, decompress for the next almost about a month or so. So looking forward to that.
That sounds like you're not going anywhere near an airport.
No, I'm not going to travel. I came back from Aruba and with the family, and I said, okay, I'm done with the international travel for now. I'm not going to do any more travel, domestic or international, until February of next year. So
good for you.
Good for you.
Looking forward to the break. It's going to be good.
My next flight is not until I go to the Alice conference in late January.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I was actually going to be speaking there, but I'm not going to be able to make that particular event. So
too bad.
I had to unfortunately cancel. But they always have a great show, and kudos to Jeff Higley. And and Jonathan Zink and the entire team. They just do an amazing show. I think I saw you there last year, Craig. Was it last year or the year prior? Last year. So I love the show. It's brilliant. It does such a great show. I'm going to
just occurred to me, we got to get Higley on this thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, great guy.
He's a great guy. I've known him, I don't know, 25 years or something.
Yeah, great guy. I saw him there. So we chatted briefly at Ainley's last year when I was there. Great folks. They do a really great show. Great event.
Amy's got a question. Will any of you be at Alice Design? Amy, I am not going to be sticking around. I'm sorry. I'm leaving on that Wednesday morning. I would love to, but Alice is so exhausting for me. I'm going to crush it on Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday. And that's all I'm going to be able to handle. I don't think I could handle a whole new group of people that are arriving fresh and ready to do stuff and party and all of that kind of stuff. I know, Amy. I suck. Boo-hoo you, she said.
Yeah, Amy, same thing with me. I'm coming up Sunday, and I'm out on Wednesday as well. So,
what it is. I got to rest up. The California Lodging Investment Conference,
Yes, absolutely. Yes, that was such fun last year. That was brilliant. It was great to see you gentlemen there, and Amy was
great
there
having
as well.
you there.
Art was there as well. Some wonderful folks. It was a brilliantly put together show, and had a great time there. And of course, we hung out, after the event, and that was good at the bar restaurant, not too far from.
That was so good.
That was so good. The food
that was good.
Absolutely brilliant. And it was great. I think I had some scotch there, and I still remember that. I did write down the particular scotch, and it was really, really good.
That was a great night. It really was.
It was
that event it was so much fun for me to see everybody and watch everybody. We made some changes for that conference, and that always gives me a little bit of a qualm. Is it going to work? Is it, what's the feedback going to be like? And it just came together really nicely. Certainly there were hiccups. There always is. It took us 2 years to get the sound dialed in. And once we did that, AV team became our permanent AV team. But it just the people that are there, and it's that quick, day and a quarter. Okay, it's the welcome reception on Wednesday, the event on Thursday, and then you can get back to your office and home the next day. And there's just a lot that goes into it, and it's just really the best of times watching it come together. Right now, I'm pushing panic buttons, but
well, that's what happens every year. Amy is saying it's a lodging conference focused on just California. All right, we'll plug that again officially, But I think for our last subject before we get going, Mr. Carter saying happy holidays to you, Mr. Jeffrey, and happy New Year. What's your resolution?
That's a great question. If I can be entirely candid, I had not even thought of that yet. I hadn't thought of that yet. I'm going to have to sit down and think about that. I've not even considered that. I've been so, locked into 2023. I've not even thought about, I've got a year that's about to end, and what am I going to be? What's going to be my resolution for next year? But if I do make a resolution, I suspect it's going to be along the lines of being able to take more time for myself and not really go at a breakneck pace. I've got a plate that's always spinning over, and at times I need to just take a deep breath and relax a little bit. The word is going to run without me. It's been here before I ever got here. I shouldn't get carried away. I can't do everything in one day, and I need to know that and really be intentional in sort of managing my time. I think that's really what my resolution will be. If I make one, that's what it will be. Just take better care of my time, myself, and not go at a breakneck pace.
Right. I love that. That's a really good idea. I'm going to stick with ones this year that I know I can achieve. So I'm going to go with eating more and exercising less. So that way I'm going to kick ass this year.
That's a classic. That's a classic. That's a classic.
I'm getting tired of doing those 10,000 steps every single day. I'm knocking that down to 2,500. Maybe I could just drive it and it'll go a lot quicker.
There you go.
2 minutes or something.
Oh, too funny.
Love it.
Yeah, for sure. But seriously, I'm not really a resolutions guy as much as I am about just trying to make continuous change in my life. And I don't see January 1 as a reason to start something. I think that's kind of like a false start. You really have to have it in you and be ready to make that change.
Right.
And so I don't get overwhelmed. I either try to make one significant change in my life at a time, or I try to add one more thing to my regimen and then fit it in. I find that we all try to do too much sometimes, and then that winds up ruining everything. So if you could create one new habit or do one more thing every single day, then I think that's kind of the best approach for me personally.
I love that. Makes sense. That's a really pragmatic approach to it. You know, folks often have all this, massive things they want to do, but of course they can't get it all done. So I love your approach of one new habit a day, one new thing a day. Right. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Life's a long journey, right? For us fortunate enough to be around at our age still. So it's not about getting something done tomorrow. It's about meaningful change that takes a while because you got to program it into your system that's going to last a lifetime. Instead of tricking yourself into thinking, I'm just going to start going to the gym 4 days a week, or I'm not going to eat cheesecake ever again, or whatever it is. No offense to the good folks over at Juniors. Go check them out at Resorts World. I was there. What about you, Craig?
I spend typically every Wednesday with my grandson, and that's my favorite day of the week. I get to work with producer Danny. We get our shows done, and then I've got my grandson. And, I really want him over here. Him and his dad have got a new place closer to mine. So I think he's going to be spending more time here during the week and
that's awesome.
After school. So really looking forward to that. And, I'm semi-retired as it is. Okay. It's like, I'm not nearly on the road like I used to be, and I'm appreciating waking up in my own house most days. So I'm going to continue that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Amy's saying the first of the year gives us all a mental restart, and that's why I love that I'm fortunate in the jobs that I have and do. That traditionally the last week of the year is no man's land. Nobody does anything, and it allows me to focus on refreshing, taking a deep breath, being with family, and all of that sort of stuff. And of course, the most important part of just was Mr. Card said, I know there's a show coming up, Fish During the Holidays Tour, so I got those shows as well going on. So if you want to hang out with me, I'll be at Madison Square Garden the 28th and 30th, probably the 29th, and maybe the 31st this year, because if my kids are doing something, I may tell them goodbye. I'm off to MSG.
Hey, Fish at Madison Square Garden this year was great. That was a lot of fun in July.
Yeah, it sure was. I wonder, my goal, Doctor, is to take all of my friends and colleagues to at least one Fish show, and see if they can survive it.
That would be brilliant. I've not been to a Fish concert, and certainly would love to go to one. Yeah. And that would be grand,
Yeah, maybe we'll figure it out on spring tour if they come West Coast or something like that. I'll be going to the Sphere in Las Vegas. They're playing there for 4 nights in April, so I'm excited about that.
I know you're looking forward. Yes.
Yeah, that's like my it's like my Christmas. It will be that. Oh, although we during the Fish plays the holidays at MSG every year, so we call it Merry Fishmas and stuff like that. That's kind of fun. All right, I feel like this is the time where we could officially
push the button.
Into. Yeah, I got to find the button first. All right, here we go. Plug-a-palooza. Thanks for tuning in for the Plug-a-palooza. Doctors, this is your time to plug away. How can people learn more about the Institute, the various things you're doing, as well as some of the projects you're doing in your personal life?
Thank you, very kind. To learn more about IHI, internationalhospitalityinstitute.com. So internationalhospitalityinstitute.com for IHI. To learn about the Hall of Fame, hospitalityhalloffame.org. And to learn about me, you just go to jefferyo.com and you can see information about me and all the fun things that I'm currently involved in, at least some of them anyway.
Yeah, and the Hall of Fame, it was an honor to help participate in that. The individuals that were selected are the household names of hospitality, and it is wonderful that there's a place in our business to really represent how important they were to everything that we do. Without those leaders, I don't know what I would be doing today, but I certainly wouldn't be having fun with you guys over here. Craig, what about Click 7, buddy?
Before we get to Click 7, we dropped yesterday a new episode of Click Connect with Naresh N.D. Bhakta. He is the Greater Los Angeles Director for AHOA. And Laura Lee from AHOA reposted it. So thank you very much for that. Producer Danny and I are taking some time off for the holidays, and we'll be back at it in January with all new shows, all new guests, and some great conversations. March 6th and 7th, 2024 at the West and South Coast Plaza Hotel in Costa Mesa, California, the 7th Annual California Lodging Investment Conference. Join us. If you're in the California hotel market or want to be, this is the event for you to attend. We've got brands, we've got brokers, we've got owners, we've got management companies, asset managers, lenders that are still making loans, and so much more. Huh, Glenn? We've got Glenn Hausman giving away gifts.
Yes.
We've got Glenn Hausman moderating a panel.
Santa Glenn.
Glenn the man.
Santa Glenn.
Glenn the man.
Exactly.
Glenn the man.
It's really a great
like a sound effect. Glenn the man.
Yeah.
There we go. We're going to introduce him that way, or we'll introduce him as Santa Glenn.
I love that.
CLIconference.com, CLIconference.com, or CLIConference.com, depending on how you want to go with it. I want to send a big thanks out to producer Dave for not being here. It was pleasant for once. He was supposed to be here at some point, guys, but he's totally vanished. So
it's like the production meetings he always makes.
Yeah, so we hope he's okay. For real, I think he's got some kid holiday stuff and all of that kind of stuff going on. So what are you going to do about that? I would like to take a moment to plug my friends over Pizzeria Uno's. So go eat at your local one, or if you own a hotel, give me a ring. Let's talk about open up a franchise, reinvent your food and beverage operations over there. Who doesn't love pizza? You're seeing all those pizzas come in your door. You might as well be making money on them. All right? Yeah, for sure. Thanks for your support of No Vacancy Live. And, of course, for this show, as always, have an amazing day. Craig, do we have a show next week?
We do. And I'm glad you brought that up. Mm-hmm. Just in time for the holidays. We've got story time with Uncle Bruce Ford.
Oh, great. That's going to be awesome.
Yes.
And
he is reading from a book. As far as I know, there are only 7 copies of it that were ever printed, and it deals with our industry. So should be very, very interesting.
And I am going to do my annual ritual of telling you all about Christmas songs written by Jews. So tune in for that. All the good ones were, I guess.
That's right.
I mean, really, there's not really much of a Hanukkah song market. So, so stay tuned for that. All right, everyone. See you next week. Thanks for
Aloha.
Friday night on it. Thanks, Doctor. Oh, wait, I got to hit the, oh, God, I'm a mess today. I didn't even know how to find the ending
credits. Too much pizza grease on your fingers.
I can't end the show. All right, here we go. Now,
here we go.
Thank you. Ending the show.